little surprised at what I found. Although the threads on the set screw look good, they are in fact worn down. Okay, there's not much, if any, very, very, very little depth. And I was just doing a test fit just to make sure. And the set screw, literally, you could see, just drops right in to the threads, not being held in at all. So maybe I left it in the vinegar too long, and it ate away at the threads. I don't think so. Probably just corrosion, natural corrosion, many, many decades. So we're going to make a new screw for that. I've got a new bolt here, which is the right thread diameter, and we're going to make that into a set screw to match what should be there. Test this out. That screws in there nicely. Okay, that'll work. Okay, so we are going to make a matching bolt here. You can see the difference. Okay, so let's just take a look utilizing a basic caliper that I got from Harbor Freight Tools. And we'll check the diameter of the threads. So 3.8 millimeters. And on the new bolt, new set of threads here. 4.6. Big difference. Alright, we got the length right. Left it a little long. That's always a good idea. Rather cut it a little long than a little short. Alright, we'll clean that up. The old screw is a very narrow slot. Okay, so we're going to recreate that. Going to clean up the top of the set screw. Check the length. Looks good. It's very good. Using your favorite Dremel tool. Okay. I've got a mini diamond cutoff tool here, and this one I'm going to use to make the slot for the set screw. It's basically very similar. A little thinner, but that's okay. Perfect. Alright, so we'll just clean that up a little bit with a diamond file. Got a flat diamond file here. Very, very helpful. Deburring. Do a quick trial fit on this. See how that looks. New set screw. That looks good. Very nice. Rust damage. Okay, it's very light, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that down with 120. See how that cleans up. It's like on the handle, someone had put in 3 notches, probably to mark it as theirs. Okay, so kind of like an owner's mark. I'll leave that there because if I take it off, I'm going to lose too much material on the side. Okay, so yeah, not gonna take that down. Just gonna clean up some of these imperfections on the top and bottom, and a little along the top here. Alright, we cleaned that up. The back cleaned it up nice with the 120. The belly took out most of the say 95% of the pitting or the forging imperfections. It's really looks good now. What we're going to do now is we're going to clean up the jaw. Okay, you can see the jaw's got the same situation. Don't know if that's from rust or just from the forging process. Okay, probably from the forging, but it may also be from the rust or combination of both. So we're going to take that down now. I'm going to start with 150. So I took it all the way down to 1,000 wet. I'm going to take it over to the buffing wheel. Be back in a couple minutes and see if we can shine it up nice. Back from the buffing wheel. Yeah, I'd say that's really looking good. Okay, I took this down to 500 and just polished it out, and it came out really nice. knob or wheel. We're going to take this over to the brass wire wheel and clean it up. Alright, just returned from the brass wire wheel. That cleaned up real well. It's in great shape. Although the original color that we found on the inset was some shade of yellow. Not sure exactly what color it was as far as the actual shade, but it was like yellow. I'm not really a yellow type of guy, so I'm more like blue or red. I think we're gonna go with a red on this, okay? For the inset, I think it'll look really nice. All right, red and chrome to me always looks good, especially on hot rods or tools. So we'll go with the red. Clean up that inset real well with alcohol swabs. Okay, we let that dry. We're going to mask off areas around the inset. Okay, we've got that masked off nice and sharp. Okay, so we get some really sharp edges. Open up our hot rod red or Porsche red. Okay, here we are about 15 minutes later. Let that dry, the first coat dry. We're going to apply the second coat. So we'll let that sit probably for about a half an hour or so. Completely dry. What type of paint are we using? We're using an enamel. This is actually called flat red. Alright, so Tester's brand. It is a flat color, but we will be applying a clear coat, so it'll bring up the color. So it'll be a nice gloss or a high gloss in the end. Okay, we're back about 20 minutes later. Paint's dry. We're going to apply a clear finish to the enamel paint. That should bring that paint up from flat, which is where it's at right now, to more of a gloss finish. Okay, we let that first coat dry for about 10 minutes. Then put a second coat on that. Okay, we let that second coat dry for about 20 minutes. Okay, and so at this point we're ready to unwrap or remove the tape. Alright, paint's dried, clear coat's dried. Looks really, really nice. Just going to polish it a little bit, polish the metal. During the disassembly, I found a small spring, okay, which fit in the bottom of the adjustment wheel, or the adjuster wheel. Okay, so it probably could be used, but it's a little beat up. I'm just going to take a measurement on that, see if we have a spring the same size. .24 is the outside diameter. Let's see what we got. Get my spring kit. See if we get any .24s in there. I think I probably do. Let's see what I got there. These look like 24s, so let's see. .25. I'm sure that'll be fine. Alright, let's check the length. Put our storehouse spring assortment. 200 piece. Great value. Put that aside. We'll get a read on the length of this spring as well. Looks like we're looking at 0.17. Alright, so I'm going to trim this down to like 0.2. Yeah, 0.18. It's fine. Alright. Time to put it all back together. New spring we created. It'll go on the bottom of the adjustment wheel. It's a perfect fit. Slide that in. New set screw we created. got a flathead screwdriver. Like that down. Oh, look at that. That's like water. Just enough tension from that new spring on the wheel. Oh, that works flawlessly. That looks great as well. What do we got here? We got 8-inch crescent wrench. With a mouth of 1 inch. Works so beautifully. Such a good looking tool.